Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. So it is that time of the year once again. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my 2021 makeup favorites. I have gathered all the products that I have been loving and adoring this past year, and I know today's video is going to be super long, so I'm going to keep the intro short and sweet. So grab your makeup if you're getting ready, grab a snack, grab a drink. It's going to be a long one, so let's go ahead and hop right into the video. I do want to note there is going to be timestamps on today's video, so if you guys are just curious about a certain category like my favorite blushes or favorite highlighters, you can skip along ahead, just drag your mouse along the timeline and it'll take you to that category you're interested in. But if you're here for the ride, I got my water ready because I know I'm going to be talking a lot. And also with my favorites, these are products that I have been using constantly in 2021. They're not necessarily new launches that happened this year. These are just products that I have used the most often. So I know some creators like to round up what released in the year, but the way I like to do my favorites is just what I have tried this year. So whether some products launched years ago and I just got it this year, it's gonna be like that. I'm also gonna leave my other yearly favorites down below as well, because I still love those products in those videos. So if you just want more content to watch, I'll leave those videos linked down below. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the first category, which is going to be primers. And both primers that I want to mention I actually don't have with me physically because I did finish them completely. So the first primer is from Hemish. It's their Atlas Glow Base, and when I tell you I adored this primer so much, it is the perfect glow base. It's literally in the name. So what I really loved about this primer is that it gave me a glowy base, but it didn't make me too overly dewy or shiny. Like, it was the perfect amount of glow. It really just looked like your face was more brightened and glowy. It wasn't like dewy or oily, because I do have combination to oily skin, so that can be like a concern for me. But that primer looks so good. It's a really nice like glass skin kind of primer. I love and adore that. I am gonna purchase another one, but I just have some other primers I'm going through right now. And the other one that I really loved was the e.l.f. Cosmetics Poreless Putty Primer. I actually just finished this earlier this month and I also love that. So I would use the Hemish one for a glowy base, and then I'll go in with the e.l.f. one to fill in my pores. And the combo of these two primers, it was literally like my staple for, I would say, pretty much the entire year. And I always loved how my skin looked every time I used these two primers. So those two would have to be my favorite primers. And moving right along into complexion, I have two products here. So I have the COLLAB Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. Is this a surprise? I'm pretty sure I mentioned this one last year as well, and I just love and adore this. I think it's time for me to finish this up and get a new one, because I can kind of see the formula getting a little off when I use it. It still works, it's not breaking me out, so that's still fine. It's like my perfect base because it's very lightweight, and then I'll go in with my full coverage concealer, and then I just get the perfect coverage for my base without it looking cakey. And that's what I really love about this tinted moisturizer. It doesn't cling onto any dry patches. It just looks really great. It's literally like a tinted moisturizer. Like, I put it in like a moisturizer, so I'll use my fingers whenever I'm taking like really close-up photos for Instagram, which I obviously have not done in a while because my Instagram is still disabled. I'm hoping January I can get it back. I don't know. I'm feeling a little hopeless, but anyway, whenever I need my skin to look good, whenever I'm going out, I'm always wearing this. Or I'm wearing my other favorite, which is the Cosmetics Daydream Cushion, which is what I'm actually wearing on my face today. It's sort of the same reason why I like the ColourPop Tinted Moisturizer. It really is just like a nice light base. I would say the cushion has a little bit more coverage than the Tinted Moisturizer from ColourPop. I think it's definitely because of the puff as well and the way you are pressing it in. But this looks so good on the skin as well. And I would use this one more on my sort of no makeup days, just because I feel like it's a little bit like easier to apply. But I do love both, and I kind of just choose between these two. I really do love the foundation that's in my project pan, which is the Urban Decay All Nighter. I love that. It's like my favorite full coverage foundation. But if I'm just speaking about like me and what I would wear if I'm just going out in my day-to-day life, like if I'm not filming, I would choose between these two, and these just have become my staples. And then going into concealer, I have have 3 here. So my absolute favorite concealer I can never stop recommending is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I wear the shade Almond, and it really is just my perfect concealer. I love the coverage, I love the formula. It doesn't look drying underneath my eyes. The shade is really nice as well. I really love the shade Almond. This is my 3rd bottle, and this might be the 4th year I'm mentioning this in a row. It really is just my tried and true concealer. Like I can't find another one that I love more than this, but I do have a second place concealer, and that would have to be the Kosas Revealer Concealer. I wear the shade 3.20. I also really like this as well, but something about the Too Faced one I just like a little bit more. Maybe it's the coverage that this one gives. Like, they both have good coverage, but maybe the Too Faced one just has a little bit more. But this is a good second place, and I discovered this one this year, and I think a lot of people did as well. The other concealer is actually a corrector, but I'm just going to add it into this category. This one is from NYX Cosmetics. It's their color correcting concealer, and there are 6 different color correcting shades in here, but I mainly use that salmon shade, and as you can see I actually hit pan on that. And I don't use this every day because it's just like an extra step that sometimes I really can't be stuffed doing, but when my dark circles might be a little bit darker and it bothers me a little bit more, I will take the effort and use this. And obviously I've used it quite a lot since I did hit pan on it, but I'll just take that along like where the darkness mostly is underneath my eyes, and I feel like it really helped with that. It's a really nice formula, like a nice creamy formula. I know this is a very popular product. This launched a long time ago, but it's a nice option for color correcting. I want to try and get better with color correcting, but so far I'm only using that salmon shade, and it works really well, so I've been enjoying that too. Lives in my top drawer as well. Now we're moving into powders. I have 2 here. So the first one is from Essence. It's their All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder. I also hit pan on this as well, and I also broke the packaging, but I heard the packaging on this is not that good anyway. But as you can see, my pan is really big. I would use this to sort of touch up my face and also to set my face in as well. I like taking a fluffy brush and just press this in where my skin gets oily, because when I am filming, especially around this season, it is so hot in my room. Like, I am literally sweating that my face starts sweating too. So I'll use this for a touch up, and obviously I hit pan on it. I love it. I go to this a lot. But as for the other powder, this one is from Eclipse. It's their Blur Powder Pack, and this one I got probably maybe like, was it October? So it hasn't been that long, but I really enjoy this. I use this today as well. When I'm filming 2 videos in a day, my skin can get very oily. I'll take this, touch up, and it really does just blur your skin. So whenever I'm feeling a little bit self-conscious with my skin, I'm looking a little oily, I'll go in with a little bit of this powder and my skin just looks blurred. It translates really well on camera as well. And this is the powder I use to set my face in when I'm going to wear a mask, so that way it doesn't transfer, and this has become a favorite. I'm like surprised that I haven't hit pan on it yet, even though I've only had it for like 2 months. The way I use it, like, and how much I use, I'm like, surely there'll be pans soon, so you'll probably see that next year. But love this powder. As for setting spray, I would have to go with the Pixi Glow Mist. Been loving this one as well. There are so many reasons why I love this, but first I love the mist because it's super fine. I cannot use a setting spray that does not come with a fine mist. Like, it doesn't work. Second, the nozzle is quite short, so when you press it down, it's not giving out too much product, so you're not like over setting your face with setting spray, you know. But I mean, sometimes we just go ham with it. And also I just really like the formula of the spray as well. I like how it gives my skin a very natural glow. It's not like gonna be a dewy spray. So this is a really amazing product as well. Would repurchase. Like, I have literally not much left. Like, I love the setting spray so much. So that is the base done. We're gonna have a water break. And then moving right along into brows, my favorite brow pencil really does not change, and I don't think it would ever change because this is just my perfect brow pencil. This is the NYX Cosmetics Micro Brow Pencil. I have been loving this product for so long. I don't even know how many of these I have repurchased because I just love it so much. Because it is so affordable, it does the job. It's very micro. It really is just like my tried and true. It's my go-to. So again, this is appearing in my yearly favorites. And then I have actually 2 brow gels to recommend to you guys. So the first one, literally, I don't want to be dramatic, but it was life-changing. So this one is the Cosmetics brow cream, and I have mine in brunette. And when I first used this, I like fell in love because first off, this wand is so skinny, and I'm like, why are not all brow gels skinny like this? Because I feel like this is what we need. I love the way this gives my brows a texture to my hair, because my hair is very sparse. You guys have seen me with no makeup on and how sparse my brow hairs are. It's literally non-existent. So I love the texture that it gives, and I also love how it just holds up, and just using this wand makes it really easy to do. And I'm just surprised that like not more people are using this and not more people are jumping onto Cosmetics. Like personally, I don't see a lot of creators that I follow talk about Cosmetics, when Cosmetics literally so good. You're gonna see so many of their products in today's video. Like I already mentioned their daydream cushion, and I'm very excited to see what Cosmetics is going to release next year, because Michelle has been hinting a lot of prototypes on her channel, so I'm so excited. But love that brow cream, and then I also love the Kosas Air Brow as well. Very similar in the way that I love the Cosmetics one, how I like how it gives my brow hair texture, and I like how it holds my brow hairs up. I would say this one is a little bit more fluffy, like it makes my brows look a little bit more fluffy. This one's a more recent purchase that I got, but I really do love this. Although I haven't been using these brow creams so often because of my bangs, you can't really see my brows. I feel like it's just not necessary, but still love those 2 both, and I would highly recommend those brow creams, brow gels, brow creams. You know what I mean. Now we are moving on to the eyes, probably my favorite category. Definitely in my top 3. I love eyes, I love blush, and I love lips. Those would be like my top 3, what I rave about, and it's probably the biggest categories in today's video. So let's start off with eye primer. The one that I really love is from Kaleidos. It's the Tone Activator Eye Primer, which I did actually finish up this year, but I'm considering of repurchasing it once I finish some other eye primers that I have right now. But I really just enjoyed that because it was a really nice thin formula, and it just covered up like the darkness around my eyes, but it wasn't too thick, and I feel like it really did enhance the colors that I placed on top. So that's a really good one, and it's really affordable as well. But let's move into eyeshadows. So okay, eyeshadows, honestly I don't have that many palettes to share because I did release a collab palette with ODEN'S Eye this year, and I got the opportunity back in March, and we were playing with samples. So I was playing with the little samples that I got sent and deciding what colors I wanted to add into the palette on my eyes. So whenever I had free time or a day off, the eyeshadows that I would be using were potential eyeshadows for Red Dragon or the final sample of Red Dragon, and I was creating looks behind the scenes and stuff like that. So for the majority of the year, Red Dragon of course was my favorite. This seriously is such a highlight of 2021 that I can't believe I have a collab palette. Like just the fact that I am mentioning a palette I helped create in a yearly favorites, and also the fact that people have been mentioning our collection in their yearly favorites. Like the support is so sweet and I'm so appreciative. But Red Dragon is my little baby. Of course I love giant wolves, I love hummingbird, but for me personally and my makeup style, this is my makeup style. This is what I'm wearing. You know, it's very neutral, bit of rosiness. I'm not really playing with so much color. Like I feel like me on YouTube, I play with color. I'm not scared to play with color. I really am not. I love color. But in my day-to-day life, I personally like something a little bit more muted. And although with Red Dragon, you definitely can go colorful. We have the green, we have the red, but I have my go-to look with Red Dragon, and that's what I wanted. Like I wanted to make sure with Red Dragon you could play with color if you wanted to. If that's your thing and you like color, there is some color for you. But if you are like me and you like some neutrals, there's also something here for you as well. Some peachiness, we got some little sparkly glitters in here. Not pressed glitters, but a lot of micro glitters. So yeah, this is just my dream come true in a palette, and we still have some stock left. We are rounding up on our collab period very soon, so if you wanted to grab it, I've been saying this a lot, if you wanted to grab it now while you can, while there is still some stock left. But I just, it's my little baby. I don't think I'll ever stop using this palette. Like, I have another one displayed on my shelf, and it's just my dream come true. it's just my little baby thumbnail. Red Dragon would definitely have to be like my favorite palette of the year. Of course, if it wasn't my favorite palette, that would just be weird, right? But I do have some other palettes that I want to mention. So this one might be a little odd, but this one's from COLLAB. It's actually one of their quads in cream soda. So I've used this little quad so much this year. I mainly actually use it for the two mattes, not necessarily the two shimmers, because for some reason I just find that these two mattes are a really great wash of color all over my eyes for a no makeup or everyday look. When I just want a little bit of color on my eyes but I don't want to go all out with some eyeshadows, I will just take a mixture of these two, and you can see I've used quite a lot. I will say with this quad though, it is very fragile. The shadow breaks really easily, but nonetheless I've been using this little quad a lot. It definitely like literally was like my favorite this year. And then the other palette, this might come as a surprise to you guys, but this one's from Cosmetics as well. It is their Magic Hour palette. Although the tones in here, like, you would feel like you could find these in any other palette, like other pinky or neutral palette, but something about this Magic Hour palette, it hits different. Like, the look that I get out of this is just so romantic, and if I were to describe like the tones and colors I like for makeup, is romantic. I love romance, you know? So this palette is just so dreamy, it's so romantic, it's literally Magic Hour. Like, it's so good. It's expensive, I know, it's really expensive, but seriously, something about these shadows, and whenever I wear this palette, I feel so good in it. Like, I really do. But still staying on eyes, I have a couple of other little eye related things. So I have some single shadows. The first one, again, is from Cosmetics as well. This one did launch this year. It was their Cosmic Pro eyeshadows, and I love the shade Luna. You can see like all of my brush marks in here. I use this one so much. I have it on my lower lash line for the inner corner there, and these Cosmic Pro eyeshadows are so intense. I feel like when I first got them, I didn't really like fathom on how intense these are, but a regular shadow is not like this. Like, a regular metallic shadow is not like a Cosmic Pro eyeshadow. You know what I mean? Like, it's just different. I have all the shades, but I love Luna the most, and I use Luna. I mainly use it for my inner corners, and I know that's like a silly thing, just like recommending a single eyeshadow just for your inner corners, but you can use it all over your eyes, you can use it on the center, but just for my makeup style and what I like to do, it's for my inner corners. And another thing that's also for my inner corners, but sort of like an eyeshadow topper as well, this is the Urban Decay Moondust eyeshadow. I have mine in Space Cowboy. This is literally the perfect little micro glitter just to dust all over your lid. It doesn't have a strong base to it, it really is just like little micro glitters fluffing around all over your eyes. So I place that on top. So I'll put Luna on first, then I will put Space Cowboy, and then I'll put this next product. This is from Alicia. It's their glitter stick, and I have mine in number 2 Flutter. I'll put that on. So I have like a 3 combo layer for my lower lash line and a corner highlight. I know, it's a bit extra, and then there's one more step, but that step will come a little bit later on. So there's 4 things I put for this little inner corner highlight. But sometimes if I don't want to do those 4 steps, I will just go in with this glitter liner, because this glitter liner on its own is very pretty, it's very sparkly, it is enough. But you know, when I'm filming, sometimes I just want my inner corners to sparkle a little more. So every time I talk about this, I always say, like, if you don't like pressed glitters but you want sparkle on your eyes, this is a really great option. Like, it distributes the most beautiful sparkles. I love it. This year I have really grown to love sparkles and glitter. Before I didn't mind them, but I wouldn't use them as much, but yeah, these days I really do love them. And I have another sparkly item that I love. So this is the e.l.f. Cosmetics No Budge Shadow Stick in a Perfect Pearl. And I don't really use this for eyeshadow. I use it in my bottom waterline for a nice little sparkle. So it adds to that inner corner highlight that I love so much. And I feel like if you're just doing an all matte look and you pop this in your waterline, it just makes your eyes like sparkle a little bit. And the No Budge in the name, really, it's no budge. Like, it will stay in your waterline, which is perfect, because I feel like it's sometimes a bit hard to find a good eyeliner that doesn't budge. So this definitely is another favorite. And then I have some eyeliners that I want to share with you. So what I probably used the most this year was definitely the Cosmetics Illustrative Brush Tip eyeliners. I have the brown and the black. I recently repurchased the black one because I finished my first one. I love both. I think it's just a really nice, easy liquid liner to use, and I do prefer a brush tip as well. And these really just have have been my go-to. So this is like the 5th item from M Cosmetics I'm mentioning, so I really do love these as well. And then I also want to mention this little wet liner from Glisten Cosmetics in the shade Milk. It's just the white, and I just wanted to mention this because this is a water activated eyeliner, and I really like this because it is super white. So I have the white eyeliner from ColourPop, and it doesn't get as white as this one, and what I've been liking to do is just putting a little white dot underneath my eye, one at the outer corner, one above, and then one at the inner corner. I saw that hack on TikTok, and I think it's really pretty, and I've been using this to do that. It's just way more opaque of a white than other white eyeliners I have used. So this one is another favorite of mine. And then lastly, for eyes, I have my mascara. So my favorite mascara is the Hemish Smudge Dot Mascara. This literally my favorite. This is my 2nd tube now. I discovered it this year. Well, I discovered it last year, but I played with it more this year and I fell in love with it. The way it makes my lashes look, I'm just in love. The way it like lengthens but separates, but also gives my lashes like some clumpiness, because I do like some clumpiness to my mascaras because my lashes are so sparse. I will say though, I feel like this mascara, when you first open it, for me personally, it's not my favorite. I feel like I have to open it for like maybe 2 to 3 months, and then that's the formula I really like, when it's just open for a little bit longer. And then I guess to complete the eyes, we have to talk about false lashes. You guys know me, I love a good lash, so I have some here, and it's funny because I feel like my lash style definitely has changed in the past year. I think the lashes that I recommended last year I still love, but I honestly don't wear as often. I would say these 3 lashes I wear the most. So the recent one and the one I'm wearing right now is from House of Lashes. It's in the style Love and Light, and this is a newer lash from them, but I absolutely love it. I love how short in length it is, but it still has that density and definition to the eye. So I've been loving this one a lot, and you guys know I've been recommending House of Lashes for years and years now. I've recommended the Iconic lights, the Boudoir light. Like, I've been wearing these a lot, and I think next time when I make an order on House of Lashes, these are the lashes I'm going to be getting. Like, these have become my new favorite. And then of course from Petite Cosmetics, which is Tina Young's brand, I do have an affiliate code with Petite. It is my name Judy at checkout for 10% off if you like to use. But I would say these 2 are my favorite lashes. So Hana would have to be my absolute favorite one, I would say, because it is on my everyday go-to lash, where I want definition to my eyes, but I don't want something too dramatic, but then I don't want something too natural either. Like, it's the perfect in between, and it is just stunning on the eyes. And then I also have Honey. I don't actually wear Honey that often, but Honey is just my lash, so I just had to talk about it again. But I would say Hana would have to be my favorite lash from Petite Cosmetics now. I also really like the style Muse, but I did run out of that style. I do need to like make another order and get some backups. So with the eyes being done, we're moving now onto the cheeks. So starting off with bronzer. Don't actually have a lot of bronzers here to share with you. I actually haven't been using a lot of bronzer lately. I've just been liking like blush and just blush only. So the only bronzer I'm going to mention today is the Kaleidos Charisma Contour Palette, which if you look at my one, it definitely is used and abused. Like, it's gone pretty much. There used to be a bronzer shade in here, and that's what I pretty much used for the entire year. As you can see, I finished that up. It also had a highlighting powder in here as well, which I also finished up as well. And now I'm only left with the contour powder, which I do use to contour my nose. And I take a little bit of this and just like wash it lightly on my cheekbone. And the formula is really nice, very easy to blend, very buildable as well. So I would say this is probably my only contour bronzer product I'm going to mention. So moving into my other favorite category, which is blushes. I have so many blushes, guys. And I think my blush category probably is the biggest category that we're gonna talk about today. So starting off with what I currently have on my cheeks right now, and I have on the ColourPop pressed powder blushes, but they are the ones that come in the heart-shaped packaging. So I first put on Kiss and Tell, and then I put a little bit of my type, which is the pink. Favorite one would have to be Kiss and Tell. This is the one that I use the most often. When I tell you, literally, it's the perfect, like, peachy pink. It's not too much peach, it's not too much pink, it's like the perfect in between. And I've actually seen this blush a lot on TikTok. It's getting a lot of hype, and for a very good reason. It literally is just my perfect blush. Like, it's just so perfect, and the fact that it comes in a heart shape, it is so worth it. And I love ColourPop's pressed powder formula. Like, it is just so good. I wish they would do this more often. I want to see them do pressed bronzers and pressed highlighters. I want to see that. I would say Kiss and Tell is my favorite, but because today I have a very pinky look on, I just layered on top the pink one, My Type, which I haven't used as much as Kiss and Tell, but it's a really nice pink as well. And I like how you have the variation, how you get like a peachy pink, and then you get like a full-on bright pink, and then the last one is the red, which is called Love Me Not. I've used this one a couple times as well, but it is a really nice red in here, a nice reddy blush. So I love all of these, but I would say Kiss and Tell, the lightest one, is the one that I use the most often. But I love these blushes, guys. Like, if you can get them, get all of them. I think some shades might be sold out, but like if they come back in stock, like, you guys, you have to get them, okay? Like, they're so good, and the packaging is so cute, so it's like, why the heck not, right? My next blushes are also heart-shaped as well. So these are from Too Faced. It's their Love Flush blush, and I think these are discontinued, but technically you still can get it in certain places depending where you live. So I'm still going to mention it because I really do love it. So this one, the orange one, is I Will Always Love You, which is actually in my project pan. It was the first one that I got. This was like the original formula, and then they reformulated it. This one is a really nice peachy blush. It has a bit of sheen in it, so if you don't want to go in highlighter, you don't have to, because you sort of have a built-in highlighter with it, and it's really, really beautiful. It's a really, really pretty blush. But surprisingly, like, okay, I got this one. This one is called California Love. It's in the more reformulated formula, which I personally can't tell too much of a difference. So California Love, I actually saw Blackpink's makeup artist. She used this on, I think it was Rose or Jenny. She showed it in a makeup tutorial, and she said she uses it on the girls. So when I saw her, I was like, okay, I gotta get it, because literally everything that Blackpink's makeup artist uses is not cruelty free. It's all luxury high-end makeup, which I cannot use. So when I saw there was one item that I could use, I quickly got it, and I got California Love. And at first, this really is not a blush color that I typically would gravitate towards, because it is just almost like so nude. But I would say I probably use this blush more than this one now, which when you guys look at this blush, you'll be like, oh, this is such a Judy blush, right? But no, this one I've been using so often. It gives you such a subtle, natural flush to your cheeks. So when I'm doing like very, very intense makeup looks, so like bright blues or bright greens, sometimes blushes like pinks or oranges, it kind of clashes with the eyes. You just want sort of like a neutral, natural blush, and this is the blush. This is the blush that I would use. Even on my no makeup days, I will use this blush as well, because it's like it has that natural flush to it, and again, it has a satin finish, so you don't have to go in with a further highlighter if you don't want to. It really is just so beautiful, and like, I mean, if you can get this as well, grab it while you can. I really regret not getting more, because I think at Mecca, where I got mine from, I think they discontinued it or sold it out, so it's quite sad. I really regret not getting more, but yeah, I'm happy with the two I have, and I use them all the time, so I would recommend those blushes as well. We still have some more blushes here, okay? Stay with me. The next one is from Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics. This is her Luminous Rouge blush in the shade Love of My Life, and it is a loose powder blush, which is something that I haven't really seen from a lot of brands, is a loose powder blush, and that's the reason why I got it. And when I first used it, I literally fell in love with the formula. The way it makes your cheeks look, it really is so luminous, but it's not too dewy, it's not too much, doesn't emphasize texture either, and this color is really nice, although it can be a little too dark for me if I do use too much. However, if you are looking for like a really warm blush, this shade specifically is beautiful, but she has other colors as well, but I think this formula is so unique and so special. I would say the closest thing I could compare it to is with my next favorite, which is from M Cosmetics. As you guys can tell, I literally love this brand. So this is the M Cosmetics Heaven's Glow Faded Clementine blush. If you are very fair skinned, you could even use this as a bronzer, like a very warm bronzer, but this kind of gives me the similar vibe to the Jaclyn Hill one. I would say the Jaclyn Hill one is probably just a little bit more intense in pigment, but the way it makes your cheeks glow, you just feel so like glowy, and I feel like blush really is the part of your makeup that brings your makeup together. Like, if you don't apply blush, guys, please try one of these blushes that I recommended, because I guarantee you it will literally change your life. I am being dramatic, I am, but this blush is absolutely beautiful. She has other shades as well, but Faded Clementine would have to be my favorite. It's the one I use the most. And then the last three blushes I have are cream blushes. So the first one is the Tower 28 Beach Please Luminous Tinted Balm in Magic Hour, and this one is really good too. Okay, a lot of cream blushes, you know, everyone says you can't apply on top of powder, but personally, like, I just have to set my whole face in. Like, I can't not set my face. So typically when I apply cream product, I obviously try it on my skin directly or on top of foundation without it being set, but typically I will set my face and then apply a cream blush, and I feel like that is the ultimate test. And I will apply this on top of my face. Once everything is powdered down, everything is set in place, I will apply this and it goes on like a dream. It is so pretty and this color is delicious. I got this as a birthday gift this year and I just love it because we can't get Tower 28 here in New Zealand, and I wish we could because I definitely would get more shades of these. It says that it's a luminous tinted balm, so I'm guessing you could use this on your lips as well, which I have not done, but it's a really great blush. It really is a great blush. Like, I love this one so much. And it's also Asian owned. Tower 28 is Asian owned. I did not know that, but they are, and I'm here for it. And what I also got for my birthday this year from the same friend, I got this blush from ENQUIRIES. It's their Cheeky Rose blush in Dodgy. And first off, like, the packaging is like so pretty. It's in the shape of a rose, but the formula is also really good too. I will also use this on top of powder as well, and it's not patchy, it's pigmented, it's beautiful, we love it. It is so pretty. And then for the last blush, I feel like just for old time's sakes, I just have to mention the COLLAB Super Shock Cheek in the shade Grove Flirt. This will still always be one of my favorite blushes, and I just like love it. Like, it would have went so nicely with this look as well. It really is just one of like my go-to blushes that I love and adore, so I would also highly recommend this blush. I'm pretty sure I've recommended this for many years now. It really is one of my favorites. It's like the blush that, you know, I just rely on. You know, when I don't know what to use, I'll go to this, you know, it's just my comfort zone. And then moving into highlighters. So the highlighter that I pretty much used all year round was my Dose of Colors Fuego highlighter, which was a collab with Desi Perkins and Katie. Obviously this is now discontinued, but it was the highlighter that I pretty much used all year round. And as you can see, I did hit pan on this. If you keep up with Project Pan, you probably saw this, but if you don't, that's fine. I hit pan on a highlighter. So my new favorite highlighter that I am going into 22 with, it's going to be the highlighter, really. And this is another M Cosmetics product, guys. I know. So this is their Sunscape highlighter in the shade Clarity. This did launch this year as well. It's in the same packaging as her blushes, but just in white and gold, which is so luxe. I love. But this, you guys, it's on a different level. This is really such a unique formula in the same way that the Heaven's Glow formula is. Like, it really looks like you are glowing from within. It does not emphasize texture. It's just almost like, it makes me speechless, you know? It makes me speechless where I have no words to describe this highlight. It's like the sun is just escaping on your cheeks. It really is. It really is that highlighter, guys. Like, I know M Cosmetics is expensive, but trust me, their products are really good. And all the M Cosmetics products I tried, I literally use all the time, okay? Like, I use all the time. So my favorite brands, I would say right now that I'm really like, when I look at my collection, of course it's ColourPop. I'm always gonna be a ColourPop girl. ColourPop, M Cosmetics, Unleashia. I feel like those three, I feel like they just really intrigue me. But speaking of Unleashia, I have one more blush I forgot to talk about, okay? So we are going back to blush. I'm sorry, the timestamps is going to be confusing now. So this is the Unleashia Tap Me Palette Duo. So the first shade on top is a blush, or you could use it as an eyeshadow. Then on bottom we have the pressed glitter, and the pressed glitter is the fourth step to my inner corner highlight. So I love this blush in here as well. It is just perfect. It reminds me a lot of the ColourPop blushes. Just the way it makes my cheeks look is very pretty. But I forgot to mention this, but this little palette, I use it so often. I absolutely adore it. I want to collect all shades. It is so pretty. Just forgot to mention it because I mentioned this in the video I filmed earlier today. But I also wanted to mention the COLLAB freckle pen. So I didn't know where to put this product, like I don't know which category it fitted into, so I thought I would just put it here because this is probably when I would use this product, is after my highlighter. But it is the freckle pen and I use it in dark brown, and literally I just use this to re-enhance my little beauty spot that I have here, and then I'll draw a fake one underneath my eye. Those two spots have been my go-to spots for my beauty spots. I do have like two here that are real, but you can't really see them unless like I'm facing like this. But I just love it here for some reason. I think it just gives a little bit more character to my face, and I feel like these days I can't go without it. Of course, you could just use a dark brown eyeshadow, that would probably do fine, but it's just nice to have this little freckle pen that is just so easy to just boop boop and it looks good. This is not a good freckle pen. Like if you want fake freckles, this is not the product to get. But if you want to get fake beauty spots, it's a really good product. And like if ColourPop goes on sale again, I would recommend getting this. And it's like my favorite thing now. Like I didn't use this product as much, but now I'm using it literally every day. So I had to recommend that. So finally, we are on to the last category, and we have lips. And I have a bunch of lippies here that I want to share with you. So these have been my favorite, and you definitely could say they are kind of similar in tone. I do have a preference. I do have a type when it comes to my lip colors. And obviously there are some that I do love, but let's say like if I'm going out and if I'm filming, these are the lip colors I typically will be wearing that you will see on me for sure. First up, let's talk about what's on my lips currently. This one is from Kaleidos. It's their Cloud Lab lip glaze, and I'm wearing the shade Pink Moon, and Pink Moon would have to be my favorite. It's what I have on my lips right now, like I said. And when Kaleidos first came out with this formula, I think they came out with this year. Yeah, so this was a 2021 release. They released very unique and interesting shades. They did come out with a nude set as well, but none of the nudes really spoke to me because personally I don't really like nude lip colors. I like something that's a little bit more rosy or peachy, and this one definitely is that rosy color, and it's just so pretty, guys. It's such a pretty romantic dreamy color. The formula is really nice as well. I like to share it out and blot it out with my finger to get more of like a diffuse kind of look rather than like a liquid lipstick kind of look, but it is so comfortable. It is so lightweight on the lips, and I would highly recommend Pink Moon. They actually sell these individually now, because before you could only get it in a set, but now you can get it as a single, and I would highly recommend Pink Moon. Pink Moon is just so pretty. I love it. But with that being said, Pink Moon does remind me a lot of my favorite liquid lipstick from ColourPop, the Luxe Velvet Liquid Lipstick in Air Kiss. Air Kiss will always be my favorite. I feel like Pink Moon from Kaleidos is a little bit more like almost neutral, whereas Air Kiss has a little bit more rosy and brightness to it. They are somewhat similar, so if you have purchased Air Kiss, because I always recommended Air Kiss, like literally my packaging is gone. Like there's no writing on this. If you love Air Kiss as well, I think you would really like Pink Moon as well. Like they're similar, but they're different. And if you love a good lip color, you know what I mean. Like nothing is exactly the same. They're all just slightly different, you know? But also from the Luxe Velvet line from ColourPop, I also love this shade here called Tried and True, and I actually only got this maybe like in November, and it has become my favorite. Compared to Air Kiss, Tried and True is like the more warm, peachier version of that, but it is so romantic and it's so cozy. Like if a lip color can be romantic and cozy, it would be this lip color. It would be all of these lip colors really. It's so good. It's literally my Tried and True now. So this one is another liquid lipstick I recommend. I wear this all the time. But the last liquid lipstick I want to mention is from ODEN'S, and of course I am affiliated with ODEN'S. I have a collab palette with them. So my code is JUDY for 10% off, and it is affiliated, so I do earn a small commission. All of my codes are always in my description box if you just want to refer to that. I love their matte lip stains. They pretty much are just liquid lipsticks, but the shade Sweet Peach, I use Sweet Peach so often. I wore this I think in my previous video, but it's so good. It's so pretty. I think ODEN'S lip colors, they have really good tones. All of their lip colors I think is so pretty, but I would say Sweet Peach is the one I use the most. I have another one that's like literally right there on the floor that I don't want to grab. I think it's called apricot girl that I use very often as well, but I think sweet peach I use a little bit more. And then I guess since we're on Oden's Eye, I love their velvet lipstick as well. This one is a light peach and it really is such a beautiful peachy color. The formula again is very easy to work with, it's pigmented. Another lipstick I have is from Jason Wu Beauty. It's their Hot Fluff lipstick in the shade Eclair. Again, just another cozy, rich lip color. You know, I don't know how else to describe these, but I really love this one as well. I like to use this on my cheeks as blush for a monochromatic look. And then the other lipstick I want to mention is from e.l.f. Cosmetics, the Seriously Satin lipstick, $3 in the shade Nectar. You can't go wrong with this. It is just a classic peachy color. And then lastly, the final product of today's video is from Alicia. This is their non-sticky dazzle tint. My favorite shade is number 5, Night Step. It is just the perfect little tint because it's very hydrating. It looks great on the lips, but it also stains your lips a little bit as well, so that makes it a little bit long wearing. But this color just looks so good. Like, this peachy color is so pretty. I got this and I purchased all the other shades. That's how much I love this formula. So with that being said, that does conclude today's video. These are all of my 2021 makeup favorites, and I love and adore these products. All of these products I can back up with my soul. I love these. I use them all the time. But with that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for all your support this year. It truly means so much. I feel like a lot has happened on my channel and in my personal life, and I just want to thank you guys for always being there and being so supportive. You guys truly are the best and so kind. You guys always make me feel so much better whenever, you know, in a video I'm not feeling my best. Like, you guys will say, oh, your hair looks good today, I love your outfit, I love your, like, you know, those comments mean so much. You guys are truly the sweetest people ever. I love replying to your comments. So yeah, thank you guys so much for everything this year. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm wishing you a happy new year. I love you guys so much, and I'll go ahead and see you guys in my next video. Bye.